The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for the next 2 weeks, March 30th to April 10th, reveal that Steffi Forrester Finnegan will blow her top while Sheila Sharp heads back down a risky road. Brooke Logan Forrester and Ridge Forrester will also spot something they weren't meant to see, so let's talk about what's in store. During the week of March 30th to April 3rd, Sheila will give Taylor Hayes quite a scare in her bedroom. It looks like Taylor will be alone to face Sheila's knife, while Deacon Sharp sneaks out the window and down the side of the house. Deacon won't have his clothes on when this happens, but it'll beat the alternative of Sheila finding out he was the one in Taylor's bed. However, Sheila might spot the clothes Deacon left behind, so that could be a clue for her to mull over once she leaves. Since Sheila will deal with some suspicions in the aftermath of her Cliff House visit, she may quiz Hope Logan Spencer about the dinner with Deacon that she supposedly had. Hope may lie awkwardly and leave Sheila even more suspicious. The fact that Sheila will be asking questions at all will worry Hope, so Deke Sharp will wonder if she thinks Sheila found out about Deacon betraying her with Taylor. While Sheila connects the dots, Steffi will find out what happened at the Cliff House and blow her top. After Steffi rips into Taylor, she'll launch a confrontation with Deacon next. Steffi will also panic over what Sheila might do if she puts the puzzle pieces together, so she'll sound the alarm over Taylor's safety. B&B spoilers say Sheila's sinister side is about to come out again. But let's talk about some other story developments in the meantime. Electra Forrester will find out something that relates to Ivy Forrester, but Ivy's manipulation won't come to light just yet. Instead, Ivy will continue her efforts to push Electra and RJ Forrester together. RJ will open up to Brooke about how hard he's falling for Electra, so she'll hope it all works out. Brooke and Ridge will eventually spot something they weren't meant to see. Perhaps Ridge and Brooke will walk in on RJ's makeout session with Electra in the design office and embarrass their son. During the week of April 6 to 9 to 10, Sheila should be ready for revenge after figuring out the truth about Deacon and Taylor. Instead of confronting the duo or grabbing a weapon again, she might decide to mess with Taylor and Deacon's heads for a while instead. Sheila may drag out her vengeful plan and leave the pair guessing about her next move. Perhaps Sheila will pretend she's in the dark while she's secretly plotting payback. Regardless, Sheila will revert to a worse version of herself as the storyline heats up. That could leave Deacon and Taylor at risk, but it'd be better if Sheila could calm herself down and find a path to vengeance that doesn't involve prison. Over with Katie, Logan Spencer, and Bill Spencer, they could face some sabotage at Logan. Brooke and Ridge plan to fight back, so that could put Katie's fashion house in jeopardy as some new hurdles emerge. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say the next 2 weeks will be packed with action, so stay tuned for all the surprising news and growing danger ahead. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers update for the week of March 30th, April 3rd indicate that Deacon Sharp will deal with some hostility following his decision to sneak around with Taylor Hayes. Sheila Sharp will also start to figure things out, so her reaction is sure to bring some fury. Thanks to Deacon's quick thinking, Sheila won't find out the truth about his affair with Taylor immediately. Sheila will realize Taylor's been with a mystery man, but she won't know it was Deacon just yet. Deacon will end up hiding in the bushes at one point after fleeing, and will hope Sheila never discovers the whole story. After Sheila leaves the premises, she might think back to some unsettling clues, like Deacon's sudden plans with Hope Logan Spencer and the pizza box that was on the table at the Cliff House. B&B spoilers suggest Sheila might also corner Hope to fish for details about her father-daughter dinner. Hope will lie for Deacon if necessary, but her deception may be obvious to Sheila. While Hope frets to Deke Sharp about how much Sheila's uncovered, Steffi Forrester Finnegan will come home from camping and flip out over what happened while she was gone. Steffi will rant at Taylor for putting herself in such a dangerous situation before directing her rage at Deacon next. Meanwhile, Sheila will continue to pop puzzle pieces in place, so it probably won't be long until she feels certain Deacon and Taylor are a thing. That'll bring out Sheila's menacing tendencies and set up some revenge shockers. Over with Brooke Logan Forrester, she'll express curiosity about RJ Forrester's love life. RJ will clearly be falling head over heels for Electra Forrester, so Brooke will be glad over the news. Although Electra will discover something that relates to Ivy Forrester, she should remain oblivious to the depth of her aunt's plotting. Electra and RJ will end up sharing more smooches at work, so Brooke and Ridge Forrester just might catch them in a sizzling moment. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Ivy will be pleased with the way her plan's working out, but it'll inevitably lead to disaster sooner or later. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, March 30th reveal that Sheila Sharp will put Taylor Hayes on the spot with some uncomfortable questions. Deacon Sharp will also freak out over the close call ahead, so there'll be some exciting scenes to tune in for. B&B fans know Sheila just charged through Taylor's bedroom door with a knife in her hand and looked stunned by what she found. However, this isn't when Sheila will find out Deacon's been sneaking around with Taylor. Taylor will see the knife and frantically ask Sheila not to kill her. Sheila will insist she came in there to save Taylor instead, since she thought she heard groans of pain. It'll dawn on Sheila that Taylor was actually moaning in pleasure instead, so she'll get a bit giddy at that point and wonder if Taylor's mystery man is still there. Deacon might hide out of sight inside briefly, but he'll ultimately flee outdoors with no shirt on. B&B viewers will see Deacon in panic mode, since he'll know the damage Sheila could do if she found him like this. Sheila will eventually wrap up all the mystery man questions and leave, but she won't stop mulling this over. That pizza box Deacon brought over could get him in trouble if Sheila thinks back on seeing it and suspects her husband might have been there. Of course, that alone won't be enough to convince Sheila that Deacon was the one in Taylor's bed, but some other hints will start piling up. It appears Sheila will question Hope Logan Spencer in the coming episodes about the dinner she supposedly had with her dad. Hope may stumble a bit through that interrogation and leave Sheila suspecting that she's covering for Deacon. In other words, Deacon and Taylor will feel like they might get away with their Cliff House blunder at first, but Sheila's powers of deduction are coming to be a problem later. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say the countdown is on when it comes to Sheila's vengeance, so Taylor and Deacon have some disturbing news ahead of them. Bold and beautiful lovers, Taylor and Deacon may have put aside their concerns about Sheila's reaction to their secret relationship long enough to go to bed together. But the sheet's hitting the fan now. The March 27th episode found Sheila letting herself into Steffi's house with a bouquet of thank you flowers for Taylor. Hearing the shrink's moans of pleasure, Sheila decided that she was being attacked, So she grabbed the nearest butcher knife and kicked in the locked bedroom door. There, of course, she got the shock of her life, the sight of her spouse and his therapist going at it. As you'll see in the below promo for the week of March 30th, April 3rd, that the show dropped Friday, Taylor is left begging Sheila, "Don't kill me, please." We would have said, "Don't kill me again," since this wouldn't be the first time Sheila sent Taylor to a premature grave. But that's just us. Deacon and Taylor's one hope of not being ginsued may be, well, Hope herself, though she was only too happy to act as her dad's alibi while he trysted with Taylor. She's about to get worried that his hookup has been discovered by his unstable wife. After Hope shares her fears with brother Deke, will they get to the couple in time to keep them from being slashed to pieces? Also on tap for the week ahead, the president of the I Hate Will Spencer Club, Ivy, continues to nudge Electra toward RJ, and may just have a new ally in the endeavor, Brooke. She not only approves of the match, she goes so far as to tell her son, "Electra is the woman you deserve." She's a step up from Loco Luna anyway. Coming up, RJ continues doing his best to charm his crush, and it seems to be working. The clips above include the young Romeo stealing a kiss from the object of his affections. The bold and the beautiful mores for next week say Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp will narrowly escape getting caught in bed by his crazy wife, Sheila Carter. But whatever lie Taylor manages to tell that throws Sheila off will come back to bite her. Deacon's killer wife is closing in. Will the lovers go on the run to escape Sheila's clutches? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful. Deacon Sharp seems to forget that his wife is not just a psychotic killer, but also a criminal mastermind. Sheila may have been born at night, but it wasn't last night. According to B&B spoilers, the reformed killer will know that Taylor is hiding something and start conducting an investigation. To add insult to injury, Sheila might bump into Hope Logan and learn that Deacon lied about his whereabouts. Sheila Carter is going to be frothing at the mouth when she learns that her husband was in Taylor's bedroom that night. It's one thing to cheat on your wife, but it's downright insulting to do it literally right under her nose and have half the town lie and help you cover it up. At this point, Sheila has a right to be angry, and her husband and his mistress should definitely be scared. According to spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful next week, Steffy Forrester will learn about her mother's close encounter and freak out. Steffy will reportedly push her mom to leave town and head to Europe, where Sheila won't be able to find her, at least until things cool down. Taylor just spent nearly a decade living in Europe. She probably still has property there. But there's no way she would leave her man Deacon to fend for himself. In fact, rumors hint the DUP might ride off into the sunset together and leave town together. Surely, Deke Sharp will be thrilled to run the restaurant while his dad is away. They can only run from Sheila Carter for so long, though. Eventually, she will find them. Do you think Deacon and Taylor will go on the run together from his psycho wife? Will Sheila follow them all the way to Europe? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are in for the week of March 30th, 2026. Fans can expect to see what happens to Taylor Hayes. Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan Forrester see something they shouldn't. Also, Electra Forrester learned something about Ivy Forrester. Keep reading to find out what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Taylor and Deacon Sharp. The two were about to give in to passion when Sheila Carter Sharp suddenly barged in with a knife. Deacon and Taylor will scramble to get out of a dangerous situation. In a preview clip for next week, we can hear Taylor begging Sheila not to kill her. However, Sheila's face doesn't look angry. Then, we have the official spoilers, which state Sheila misunderstands the situation. It's only later in the week when Sheila starts to finally put the puzzle pieces together. Midweek, Sheila confronts Deacon about her suspicions. Will it be time for Deacon to come clean? It seems he's just using Sheila's past to avoid telling her the truth. However, the secrets and lies are just making things worse. Elsewhere, Steffy Forrester Finnegan discovers what happened while she was camping. The woman is furious at first, then seriously becomes concerned about Taylor's safety. Steffy goes to confront Deacon and find out what the status is of Sheila. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for the week of March 30th reveal that Electra will learn something about Ivy. Perhaps Ivy will open up about still loving Liam. Perhaps it's about something else. However, I don't think Electra will learn about her aunt's manipulation just yet. As for the rest of the week, Brooke Logan Forrester gets nosy about RJ Forrester's date. The blonde will tell her son that Electra is the one for RJ. Meanwhile, Ivy Forrester continues pushing Electra and RJ together. In a preview clip, the woman impatiently tells Electra to move on from Will Spencer with RJ. Ridge and Brooke end up seeing something they shouldn't. Plus, Sheila reverts to old habits. Oh, this does not sound good at all. Even if Sheila doesn't commit a crime, she knows how to punish people without technically breaking the law. So stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of March 30th, 2026? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The must-watch moments on Monday, March 30th for The Bold and the Beautiful include Taylor and Deacon scrambling as Sheila misinterprets a situation. Deacon leaned on Taylor after discovering Sheila had lied to him about Luna, leaving him questioning whether she had truly changed. The betrayal rattled him, and Taylor was his therapist. As Taylor helped him process everything, the dynamic between them began to shift. What started as simple support grew into something far more complicated. Both of them recognized they were crossing a line, especially given their therapist-patient relationship, and they made attempts to keep their distance. Even so, the chemistry between them proved difficult to ignore, and they eventually gave in, sharing a kiss despite knowing the consequences if Sheila found out. The situation intensified when Steffy discovered what was going on. She wasted no time going to Hope, hoping she could step in and put a stop to things before they went any further. However, Hope, now married to Liam, refused to intervene. She viewed Deacon pulling away from Sheila as a good thing and didn't want to interfere. She even looped in her brother Deke for support. With no help from Hope, Steffy decided to handle it herself. She confronted Taylor and forced her to choose between Deacon and her family. Taylor tried to prioritize her daughter, but her feelings for Deacon didn't just disappear. In the end, Deacon took matters into his own hands, deceiving Sheila about his intentions and choosing to be with Taylor anyway. The weekly The Bold and the Beautiful must-watch moments for March 30th, April 3rd hint that Sheila might be on to what's going on with Deacon and Taylor, and by the end of the week, she reverts to her old habits. She continues to grow suspicious as she puts all the pieces together this week. Plus, Steffi worries about Taylor's safety after her fury over learning what happened. Monday, March 30th, 2026, the 97:44. Sheila misinterprets the situation. Taylor and Deacon scramble to get out of a dangerous situation. Tuesday, March 31st, 2026, 97:45. Sheila's suspicions continue to grow. Steffi is furious when she learns what happened. Wednesday, April 1st, 2026, the 97:46. Sheila begins to put the pieces together. Steffi becomes concerned about Taylor's safety. Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, a 97:47, Steffi confronts Deacon. Electra learns something about Ivy. Brooke presses RJ for information. Friday, April 3rd, 2026, 97:48. Sheila reverts to old habits. Brooke and Ridge witness something they shouldn't have. Ivy continues to push Electra and RJ together. Obviously, the storyline to watch this week is Sheila's. She initially seems to think that Taylor is in trouble. However, as the week progresses, it looks like Sheila will put it all together and revert to her old habits. This sounds like we could see some deliciously devious Sheila Carter moments. Is Steffi right to worry about her mom's safety and to confront Deacon? We'll have to watch this week to find out. The Bold and the Beautiful will be filled with suspense during March 30th, April 3. This week's video previews that Taylor fears for her life, while Ivy continues manipulating her niece. Here's a sneak peek of what's ahead. RJ is making progress in his romantic pursuit of Electra. After their dinner and moonlight swim last week, RJ is on cloud 9. His joyous mood doesn't go unnoticed by Brooke, who's curious what has him so happy. RJ fills his mom in on his relationship with Electra, and Brooke shows her support. Electra is the woman that you deserve, she tells her son. With Brooke encouraging RJ, he'll be more determined than ever to win Electra's heart. Speaking of Electra, the young designer is confused about her two suitors. Although RJ is a great guy, Electra is still hung up on Will. Ivy senses Electra's confusion and tells her niece, "It's time to move on with someone wonderful, someone like RJ." Electra seems to take her aunt's advice because later she kisses RJ. Hope has been Deacon and Taylor's biggest supporter. So, when her dad asked her to be an alibi so he can sneak away with Taylor, she agreed. However, she might be regretting that decision. Hope and Deke become concerned when neither hears from their dad. As the siblings discuss his lack of contact, they immediately fear the worst. Deke asks if it's possible that Sheila caught Dad and Taylor, which alarms Hope. Although Hope doesn't want to think about it, given Sheila's temper and her criminal history, it's one of the scenarios they have to consider. After dropping Taylor's gift at the Cliff House, Sheila became concerned when she heard moaning from Taylor's bedroom. Fearing that Taylor was in trouble, Sheila grabbed a knife, ready to rescue her. Unbeknownst to Sheila, Taylor was upstairs making love to Sheila's husband. When Sheila barges into the room, she's in for a shock as Taylor pleads, "Don't do this! Please don't kill me!" If Sheila did catch Deacon and Taylor together, then all hell is about to break loose as she unleashes her fury. But there's also the possibility that Deacon managed to hide just before Sheila busted in. Whatever happens, there's a lot of suspense building in this love triangle, and odds are someone's going to get hurt. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers and updates have sparked a flurry of speculation among fans regarding the intriguing possibility of a real-life pregnancy and its potential impact on the storyline. Let's delve into the conversations that viewers have been engaging in and explore how this could shape the future of B&B. On social media platforms, chatter has been intensifying about the possibility of Annika Noel being pregnant. Noel, who tied the knot with fellow actor John Patrick Amadori in October 2025, has become a focal point of discussion, particularly due to her recent wardrobe selections, such as loose-fitting shirts that might be intended to hide a baby bump. This is reminiscent of what fans have observed with Ashley Brewer, who is expecting in real life and has made similar oversized fashion choices. However, it's important to approach this topic with sensitivity, especially considering that Annika Noelle has experienced heartbreaking baby losses with her previous fiancé. In 2021, Noelle penned a heartfelt article for Glamour, sharing her journey and the challenges she faced during that difficult period. Regardless of whether Noelle is currently expecting or not, this is a deeply personal issue that she should have the freedom to disclose at her own discretion. It is entirely Noelle's choice to determine when she will share any news regarding a potential pregnancy, should there be any to announce. That being said, if it turns out that Noelle is indeed pregnant, it could seamlessly integrate into her narrative alongside Liam Spencer. Hope has previously expressed her desire for another child and is now joyfully remarried to Liam, making it an ideal moment for them to consider expanding their family. You can be sure that both Beth Spencer and Kelly Spencer would be absolutely delighted to welcome a new sibling into their lives. The excitement for Kelly and Beth would be palpable at the thought of Liam having another child with Hope, although the younger girl may think her sibling's a real-life baby doll. Meanwhile, Douglas Forrester would likely share in the joy for his adoptive mother and stepfather, even though he is currently residing in Paris. The prospect of Liam and Hope welcoming another baby aligns perfectly with the current state of their relationship. If Annika Noelle is indeed pregnant, it raises the possibility that Hope might also find herself expecting. The bold and the beautiful spoilers indicate that some surprising developments are on the horizon for Liam and Hope, so be sure to stay tuned for what's to come. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Ivy Forrester just keeps getting worse and worse. Ivy has no life of her own at this point and exists simply to control Electra Forrester's life instead. It all started when Ivy suddenly became a prude and began having a problem with Electra spending too many nights at Will Spencer's place. Then, Ivy stalked Will and Melissa Dillon during their evening alone at the beach house while Electra was away. That led to Ivy's "it's not proper" mantra and her attempt to blackmail Dillon right out of Los Angeles. When that plan blew up, Ivy exposed Dillon's improper behavior and did her best to steer Electra away from Will. That led to the stolen letter, the planted necklace, and Ivy's many attempts to push Electra in RJ Forrester's direction. Ivy's actions obviously aren't normal, so we have to ask, is she mentally unstable? The longer this storyline goes on, the more out of control Ivy seems. We get why Ivy would be protective of her niece, but all this manipulation goes beyond looking out for Electra. It's reminiscent of when Thomas Forrester kept secrets and tried to orchestrate every little thing to be with Hope Logan Spencer. Thomas made manipulative moves just like Ivy's making, and ultimately ended up needing mental health treatment. The show finally let Thomas realize he had a problem, so he made an effort to correct it with therapy. Thomas was previously fixated on having a future with Hope, but Ivy's fixated on Electra having a future with RJ. It just feels like Ivy is the new Thomas in some ways, so could she ultimately land in therapy and get some mental health treatment of her own? Since Ashley Brewer will eventually need to go on maternity leave for her real-life pregnancy, Ivy's B&B exit could bring an opportunity for her to find some mental stability again. The bold and the beautiful, spoilers say Ivy will make some other rotten moves in the meantime, so don't miss the bad news ahead for Will and Electra. The Bold and the Beautiful has spent several months building toward Sheila Carter's eventual discovery that her husband, Deacon, and his therapist, Taylor, are romantically involved. Sheila has credited Taylor with saving her marriage, and this week, she wanted to surprise her with flowers. However, Sheila's behavior at Taylor's house was like something out of a horror movie, and the return of her classic chilling demeanor earned Kimberlyn Brown this week's honors. Sheila gave all of the emotions in Friday's all-new episode, and the performance was enough to secure her place as this week's Performer of the Week. While the major moment for her character didn't occur until near the end of the episode, Brown's ability to go from a sympathetic, delusional character to an eerie menace is unparalleled. The way Sheila panicked, thinking Taylor was in danger, was spine-tingling, and it felt like the long-awaited return of Sheila's true self. Sheila walking up the stairs in slow motion with a Michael Myers-type knife in her hand was pure cinema. Brown knows how to play the villain role better than most, and that was on full display during the closing moments of Friday's episode. While it's unclear if she actually walked in on Deacon and Taylor's moment of forbidden intimacy, it was impossible not to fear for their safety. For weeks, everyone has mentioned how Sheila might react if she were to learn about their affair. And seeing her saunter up the stairs with the weapon and Brown showcasing a menacing stare was quite the indication. The bold and the beautiful's Sheila's future will be entirely determined by what lies ahead after she breaks into Taylor's bedroom. If she finds Deacon in there, it's going to be a downward spiral of pain and misery for everyone involved. However, if Deacon somehow manages to escape the bedroom in time, Sheila might remain slightly in the dark for a longer period. Although even if Deacon flees the scene in the nick of time, Sheila isn't stupid. There's no way that Sheila won't somehow put the pieces together and realize that she's been played for a fool. How long will it take for it to click in Sheila's mind that all of Deacon's late-night therapy sessions were simply an excuse to spend time with the good doctor? Sheila, as a morally gray character, is an intriguing idea in theory, but she has always been better suited to be a villain. However, technically, Sheila is not the bad guy in this story, so her actions would be somewhat justified. Deacon had every opportunity to do the right thing and come clean to his wife, but he chose to stay silent and sneak around behind his back. There's no excuse for Sheila resorting to violence, but with the colorful past that she has, there shouldn't be any surprise if she suddenly returns to wreaking havoc across all of Los Angeles.